Hi everyone, and welcome to the Icehouse podcast. I'm Bryar Stewart, the community manager, and today we're talking to Eva Pemper, who is the founder and a winemaker at EP Wines. And it is exciting to talk to her. She has done the Knowing Your Numbers workshop, which is our financial workshop here at the Icehouse, and is a founder of a really awesome company. So really excited to talk to you today, Eva.
Hi, Bra. It's really nice to talk to you too. I'm excited to share my journey, and thank you so much for giving me the opportunity.
Yeah, totally. It's so cool. And yeah, such a journey founding your own own wine company. So we'll start there. Could you explain your business to us and the journey of founding EP Wines?
Yes, well, EP Wines is a little wine company based here in Marlborough. I'm originally from Croatia, so I came to New Zealand 9 years ago, and I worked in the industry. And because my background is also in winemaking, my family used to make wine in Croatia, so I'm kind of always wanted to continue that legacy, and it's just been fantastic to be able to do that here in New Zealand. So I started a company and the wine brand, Eva Pemper Wines, end of 2019. So that's just been fantastic to being able to do that.
Wow, that's so cool. Back to your roots, quite special that, it's something that's come from your family and your childhood, which is cool.
Yeah, definitely. That's the main driver for me starting this business and doing this. Is just having that passion and having that legacy. I think it's just fantastic.
Awesome. That's cool. And how did being able to go out on your own, how did that all come about?
Well, I was working as a client winemaker for one of the wineries here in Marlborough, making wine for a lot of really interesting clients that had small batch wines and some bigger ones. And the client I was making wine for, he's a vineyard grower. He owns these beautiful vineyards here in Marlborough. And basically one day he just, we made this really awesome wine together, and his consultant was involved as well. And we kind of, he just gave me a call and he said, hey, would you like to do something together? And, you can use this wine and start a brand, and you've got the story and everything. And I think this could be something really fantastic. And yeah,
Awesome.
that opportunity, I was just blown away by the offer and the opportunity. So I just decided to do it. Yeah.
Awesome. You took a chance. You were like, I'm in.
Yes.
That's so cool.
Yeah, I was like, I'm in straight away.
Really cool.
Yeah.
What type of wine does EP Wines sell or create?
So I started a brand with a single vineyard Sauvignon that was made in 2019. And then in 2020, I had an opportunity to make some rosé and also make some Chardonnay together with Sauvignon too. So rosé has been released last year in November. So that's so exciting. And I'm just getting Chardonnay ready to be bottled in February.
Woohoo. Cool.
That's going to be released sometime in March together with the 2020 Sauvignon. So yeah, really excited about the new wines in the brand, and hoping to make some Pinot Noir in 2021, which will be such a great addition to the other varietals. And it's very excited about making some red wine.
Oh, that's cool. I'm a red wine type of gal. What about you? What's your favorite?
Well, I have to say I'm kind of in between. It just depends for me I can't really decide if I like more white or red. I would always go for Chardonnay, and now even more the rosés. I really like rosés, a summer drink. And then Syrah is kind of my red wine to go to. Syrah, I love Syrahs, but I'm really discovering so many amazing Pinots here that are made in New Zealand, and there are some really amazing Pinot Noirs.
Awesome. That's super cool. And if we wanted to buy some of your incredible wine, where could we go?
Yeah, well, I'm super excited that I managed to publish my website end of last year. So I had a really amazing support from a local company here in Blenheim, and they helped me design a really beautiful Shopify e-commerce website. So people can buy wine off my website, and people can buy wine through me as well. What I do here locally, I'm quite focused on that direct to consumer sale, because I really try to find that experience for the customer to be a little bit more unique. And I deliver to their door wine,
personal,
and then I have a bit of a chat with them and just giving a little bit of that intimacy. So, but I also have a couple of local shops, and I've got some restaurants in Wellington and bars that you can go wine, and a couple of websites as well that sell the wine. So yeah, trying to
Awesome. Cool.
yeah.
I'll be on here straight after this and checking out your wines. I'm definitely enjoying the rosé over summer, so I think I'll
Yes,
check that
yeah,
one out.
definitely.
Awesome. That's really cool. So, you did our Knowing Your Numbers workshop through the Icehouse. I'd love to know how you heard about the Icehouse in general and why you attended the Knowing Your Numbers workshop.
Yeah, well, it's a really interesting story about that. I was a part of Women in Wine mentoring program,
Oh, cool.
which happened last year. It's under New Zealand Wine Growers, and they pair this awesome girls and ladies in wine industry with very experienced and successful women in wine industry in New Zealand as mentors to kind of give you something really extraordinary in terms of experience and advice. So I was lucky to get into that program. There was almost
Awesome.
10 girls in the program last year from New Zealand, and I was paired with a phenomenal a lady from Martinborough, and she's Kate Archer, and she owns her own wine brand and a company. So it's been such a
Wow.
fantastic experience. And basically, she has pointed out that I should, go and have a look at what Icehouse offers, and that it's such a great organization, and that I should just kind of get involved in some way and see what they offer, and that they've got some really great workshops and courses. So yeah, I went on a bit of a look, and got in touch with Garrett and kind of just talked about what I need and what I want. And yeah, we kind of came out to the fact that the knowing your numbers could be quite good for me, since don't come from the accounting or financial
Yeah.
background, but as a business owner, it's kind of one of the things that you should know. And I
Yeah.
always wanted to kind of be able to communicate in that financial way. So yeah, then I decided that, and I heard all the great really feedback about the workshop from other people as well, like
Great. Yeah.
definitely recommended. So then I decided to actually do it, which was fantastic.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Go
yeah, yeah.
you. Took the
Because I got
leap.
it. I got support from regional business partners as well
Great. Yeah,
for that
definitely.
workshop. Yeah,
Yeah, they've been really helpful, especially through COVID times and stuff like
so
that,
good,
to
so good. Yeah,
pick businesses back up onto their feet, which is really, really awesome, really
yeah.
helpful.
No, definitely. Yeah, been so good.
If you could sum up your experience in a couple sentences of the Knowing Your Numbers workshop, how would you sort of explain the experience?
Oh, it's going to be hard to do it in a couple sentences, but I'll try to use some words that I kind of would just come to my mind when I think about it. It's been
Yeah,
definitely such an eye opener for so many sides of business, not just financial. It's been very inspiring as well. Matt is such a fantastic teacher, and he has really managed to, describe some very, very hard subjects in such a simple way for you to be able to understand, and being limited with only having to kind of pack all that in 2 days. I
yeah, of
think he's
course.
done such a great job. And yeah, it's just been really, really eye-opening, and also just kind of understanding that it's normal, to get stuck, and that it takes time to grow the business, and that not everything is always going to be perfect. So yeah, definitely.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think especially, wine's quite a creative industry, but normally people go into something that they're passionate about, or, it may be a creative industry, and finances and bookkeeping and all that sort of stuff
Yeah.
doesn't come as naturally to them. So it's cool to have something like this to learn just at least the basics to be able to implement into your business.
Yeah,
That's really
exactly,
cool.
exactly. Yeah, because you need to be aware of these things. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So what was your biggest takeaway from the Knowing Your Numbers workshop?
Oh, the biggest takeaway. There is actually a few, I would say, but the biggest one was definitely to kind of understand how important accountants are for your business,
Yeah, great.
and talking to them and kind of explaining them what you want to do, and just catching up more often and explaining things. I think it's a crucial thing, and I definitely understand now that having a good accountant, he's more like a business advisor as well to you. So
Definitely.
hence the
Yeah.
takeaway is definitely there, to understand how important they are. And also another one probably is, that it doesn't really matter how awesome, your product is or your service, that if you're not on top of your finance, and if you don't get that part of your business kind of, have a structure, and that you know what you're doing, that a lot of the times you just get lost. And
Yeah.
I think that's the key is to have that area solid, and then, you know, you can do whatever. So
Totally. Yeah, it helps you
really
expand
great.
and
Yeah,
grow
yeah,
and all that sort of stuff.
yeah.
That's really cool. Awesome. Those are some great takeaways. Good. Question here is, what changes have you made within your business since completing the workshop?
Well, I guess the one where I mentioned the accounting side of things, I'm definitely the changes that I've made is that I'm catching up more with my accountant.
Great.
She's such a fantastic, knowledgeable lady. She's my friend as well, and she's really helped me a lot. And just asking advice from her for a lot of other things, and just using the knowledge they've got as well to like help you with some budgeting or things like that. And I'm definitely going to do some more for this year in terms of the budgeting and cash flow, and yeah, kind of just focusing on how actually important that is, and using that as a base of what else you can do in your business. So that's definitely been the thing that I've changed in my business. Another thing is just to be a little bit careful with the discounts and giveaways and things like
Yes.
that, you know, because
Yeah, of course.
that all has to come from somewhere. And Matt was very specific about, you know, be careful about discount. If you only give like 5% discount, this is all what happens in your, you know, so just kind of
So
like
true.
yeah. I like, you know, I'm a very giving person, so I
Yeah.
always try to accommodate people and, you know, help them and give something for the tasting and stuff like that. But I guess being more aware of you know, how this will finally affect your business is really good than, you know, just going and, you know, just giving away everything and then
Yeah.
wow, then
And it must
you
be hard because you're like, this is my product, this is my
yes,
passion, I want you to
yes,
try it.
yes.
But actually realizing that you can't do that too much or else you won't have a product to be able
Exactly.
to
Yeah.
give
Yep.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just the way you're looking at it, I've realized as well, one of the takeaways definitely is that I'm kind of, that is a bit part of my marketing, is to kind of give some wine away for people to taste and then
Yeah,
come
of
back,
course.
you know. So I'm kind of like the budget that I use, I'm using the fact that I do some promotion giveaways because you kind of need wine is such a specific product. So basically,
Of
a
course.
lot of the times, that's how I do it. I just need to send a bottle of wine for people to taste and then see how they go. So yeah,
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that
just
makes
including that in your budget as part of the marketing, not just giving away, but just kind of part of your you know, your marketing budget is definite, and promotion is the bottles of wine to give away.
yeah, actually noting it down and making a
Exactly.
deal out of
Yeah.
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
awesome. That's great. That's some gold in there. I'd love to know, 2020 was a massive year and, there's some massive lows, but there was also some highs from it. And talking to lots of business owners, there's been, really tough moments, but then really good things and good changes that have come out of 2020. I'd love to know if there's anything, one thing that 2020 taught you that you are bringing into 2021.
Yes, definitely. The most important thing is kind of just trying to get your digital, you know, your connection done, and trying to be present really a lot as much as you can, and kind of having all your platforms connected. Hence the thing that I kind of decided. Maybe at the start of the business, I didn't think I'm going to have like a e-commerce shop website, but once the half the year has gone,
Yeah,
that was a must go. I had to have a Shopify e-commerce website that I can refer people to, and just connecting some of those platforms that I use like Zero, and just having all the connection with your stock and everything. Basically, just trying to set up my business in a way that I can run it from anywhere in the world, and that
yeah, of
everything
course.
is digital, and that all these platforms talk to each other, which makes things so much easier. And as well, you know, not having a lot of staff, you have to do all of those things on your own. So you need to find these things being very efficient for you. So that's
Yeah, of
definitely
course.
been a big the 2020 has shown that that's very crucial. And I think
Yeah,
it's been because I was at the start of the business, I guess it's been really, really hard, but it's also been maybe good for the business because I was at the very start. So I haven't already had all things that I was using and stuff. I could have just straight away gone for the things that have shown that this is what the future brings. So
yes,
I
yeah, of
think
course.
that's been positive for my business because was so new and young and needed setting up. So it was basically set up through all this COVID. Yeah,
Yeah, COVID really fast tracked things, especially from a digital
definitely.
perspective, eh?
Yeah,
And yeah, really brought that to light of how important it was. And for
yeah,
you, someone that started their company in 2019, a couple of months before COVID. It's pretty amazing that you've rode the wave and tackled the highs and the lows so far so well. So well done.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, it's been just changing the strategy by 180, but
Yeah.
I guess the flexibility was easier for me than for maybe some big businesses that had a lot of staff and that had these massive systems in place that all needed changing. I pretty much really had no systems in place. So
Yeah.
it is,
True. That's a plus. Yeah.
yeah, plus,
So
yeah.
what is a piece of advice you would give someone founding a business that you wish you knew when you started EP Wines? A big question.
Yeah, well, I guess to be prepared that there will be some challenging moments, that there will be disappointments, and that there will be, people saying no to you, and not thinking that all you do is amazing. So just kind of being prepared for those things and just being flexible and having kind of some plans in place um, to decide to do, once your plan A doesn't really go according to the way you wanted it to. So I guess these kind of things I think are very, very important. I think I got disappointed a couple of times with some things. I guess that's where I come to the COVID stuff and just got disappointed, that I finally have started this business, and now the biggest world virus pandemic is, taking over the world.
Yeah.
And
Totally.
but it's just something, this is massive, but I guess business, you just need to be, at the start of it, you just need to be, I guess, prepared for a lot of different things that you never were thinking that will be, because at the end of 2019 no one was thinking that something like this could ever happen. So just
to
be
be
prepared for
prepared
yeah
and be able to be flexible.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. Were there any pivots that you had to make? You had a plan from the start of how you wanted to do things, and did you have to change anything quite quickly, or?
Yes, I do actually. I guess from the start, I was thinking that the main thing for the business will be export and getting that organized as soon as possible, because New Zealand market is quite saturated with a lot of amazing wines and wine brands, and I was just thinking it's just going to be really hard for another wine brand to find its place. So I was thinking export will be one of my main things, but when the COVID happened, I just had to change this strategy, fully, and just focus locally, because I haven't had any export channels organized yet. I was just supposed to go and travel and do that. I had ProVine all booked to go there and visit, and so it all had to change really quickly and just focus here locally. And I just have to say that I'm amazed by the support and everything locally here. And I think that's also been great for the business to first establish it locally and then go exporting, because later on I've done a couple of export workshops, and that's kind of what I said. That's actually a good thing that you haven't gone straight away this
Blessing in
way
disguise.
out before you're actually setting up your business here, and like setting some things up in New Zealand, and then going.
Locking in your processes and making things strong.
I'm still thinking that I'm definitely going to be doing export, but I'm just going to wait now. And I mean, I've made some connections and things, but
Awesome.
Here,
That's really cool. More of a personal note, back to the 2020 thing. Was there anything from a personal perspective that sort of COVID taught you or reminded you of?
Yeah, I guess it just reminded me of something that I usually always kind of keep in my mind, which is just to appreciate those little things in life, which I had from before as a pattern, but it just kind of enhanced the fact that that's actually really true. Even though I did always have that in me, I guess part of it was because I did live through war in Croatia, and we had some really bad times there, and that made me a person who does appreciate little things in life. And sometimes I don't stress out about something that's just not really important, but I think this COVID just enhanced that, that's for sure. And just to kind of use the opportunities, just to use the opportunities. And I am a risk taker, that's for sure. So I always encourage that, but it's always a point of a thin line between the risk and like something that will turn into disaster. So even though I'm a risk taker, I still kind of have a bit of a plan, if it's going to go wrong or not, but definitely taking risks and just taking the opportunities and trying to do something from them. I think in personal life as well. It's
awesome. That's gold. That's really cool. And to finish us off, what is one interesting fact about you? We'd love to
Uh,
know.
it might be a little bit nerdy, but I always get questions like, "Wow, oh my god!" Well, while I was studying in Croatia and stuff, I was kind of I was always a big fan of TV quiz shows, like
Yeah.
How to Be a Millionaire and The Weakest Link and stuff. So I applied for a few, and I've actually been on TV on The Weakest Link in Croatia.
Oh, yes, go you.
Yeah, I've been twice.
Twice.
Yeah,
Oh,
once they got rid of me pretty quickly.
yeah,
And because you vote each other out.
of course.
And
Yeah,
then
yeah.
once I was actually in the final, and I was just
Yeah.
one step to winning some money, but
Oh, no.
unfortunately I didn't. But it was such a fantastic experience.
Yeah, that's
Because
cool.
when you see it on TV, it goes for 40 minutes and that's pretty much it. But we
Yeah,
were filming it all day
yeah.
filming it. You're in the studio,
Massive
horrible
process.
lights going in your face. It's just and then people are asking you questions and you need to know. So it's just been
Yeah.
such a great experience. I'll always remember that. And I think I think it was really cool that I did it, actually, to be honest.
Good on you. That's so cool
Yeah.
to do something different and be able
Yeah.
to refer back to and go, I did
Yeah,
that.
I have a few of these kind of things that I just, when I think about them now, why
Yeah.
did I do that? It's just some random stuff.
They make
But
for great stories and great answers to podcast questions.
I do have a few of those, because it's not necessarily a hobby or your interest, but you're just, let's see how that goes. So I do.
Yeah, brilliant. That's so cool. Good on you.
Yeah,
It's been so lovely to talk to you, Eva. I really appreciate it. An incredible story. Yeah, just really writing the highs and lows. And so thank you for your time and for sharing your journey. Really appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you so much for everything, and thank you for the opportunity to share my story with everyone. Thanks.
Awesome. Thank you. See ya.